Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Please come on in. Come on in and have a seat. We will be on live for an estimated 5 to 7 minutes because I'm prepping for a show. There are over 800 of you already. There are over 1,000 of you. There are over 1,200 of you. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to be on here for a few minutes. I'm prepping for a show. Nearly 1,500 people have already come in. That means you absolutely were watching the debate. So let us go ahead and make this very clear. If you are not on my Twitter, I was giving just certain updates from everything that was going on. Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Number one, Rizza Islam. Who are you voting for? Neither. And if you're going to say, Rizza, you have no right to speak if you're not going to vote for anyone. Our ancestors did not have the right to vote for years. So that argument is moot. And that is not an argument that I think you should employ. What I'm saying to us is that if you were not embarrassed as hell watching that circus, that freak show, that Circus Maximus, Roman circus, if you were not embarrassed watching that concert for the death of white supremacy, if you were not embarrassed watching that, both of them were horrendous. Both of them, when they did drop a fact or when they did give a slight truth, it was a partial truth, half truth. Every now and then they made a statement that was actual fact. Okay, here and there. When it came to the actual questions being answered, there was no definite, surefire answers to anything. If you do not understand by now that the world of the white man, and people who are watching, don't get angry with me, over 2,000 of you are currently watching. The world of white supremacy, the world of the white man is over. They are both old and tired. Joe Biden was stumbling over his words. Trump, everything he had to say for the vast majority had nothing to do with virtually anything. And again, I'm not voting for either one. I'm not favoring either one. I'm not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican. I'm not a Democrat, nor a Republican. I don't care about anything on that area. So the reality is, we all must buy land. We all must buy land. We all must buy land, number one. Number two, we all must be involved in local elections. We all must be involved in local elections. So when it comes to this election here, whoever wins, regardless to who wins here, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has said that this is the end of the rule of the white man, and that we as a people must pool our resources together so that we can do something for ourselves. We have no other choice. Those two individuals are the representatives of America. That's what we have. It's other nations were looking at that debate very, very, very intrigued because this is supposed to be the greatest nation on earth. Understand this. The greatest nation on earth just gave the audition. Debate 1 out of 3. I don't need to see anything else. They lied about policy dealing with vaccines. They lied about climate change. That was embarrassing. They both were lying about almost every single topic. It was a bunch of red herrings. No one could really finish their point. It was just embarrassing. This right here is embarrassing. I don't care what you got to say, whether you are black or white. It's embarrassing. That's the point. There is nothing else that needs to be said. Pool your resources together, buy land, transfer your fiat paper money into gold and silver. Buy land in America, buy land outside of America. But pool your resources together so that you can do something for yourself. Plain and simple. The moment you purchase land, you will now be considered a human being technically under the United States Constitution. Buy land. Then from the land, we can do what needs to be done. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say on that. But just again, make it very clear. What you just saw is America to the rest of the world. So they don't represent us. Yes, Donald Trump did not condemn white supremacy. No, he did not condemn the white supremacists. Not at all. He did not. He said, I will condemn them. I don't mind doing that. But everything that I see is coming from the left. And I see it coming from the left. And the moderator said, Mr. Trump, can you simply condemn white supremacy? Do it now. Joe Biden said, go ahead, do it. Do it, Mr. Trump, do it. He said, well, what do you want me to say? how do you want to say it? The moderator said the different white supremacist groups and organizations, Proud Boys and the alt-right, etc., just condemn them. He said, well, okay, the Proud Boys stand back and stand by, okay? But the left, I was like, okay, Mr. Trump, thank you for showing that you are a white supremacist. Stand back and stand by. Okay, would you stand by, like, await orders? Await orders? Then they said, well, Joe Biden's not bringing up Antifa. Listen, the system of white supremacy, I don't care what you call it. The alt-right, you can call it Antifa. You can call it Proud Boys. Any one of these white supremacist groups and organizations, it does not matter. They are all white supremacists. Period. It does not matter how you slice it. This is the same system that we've been fighting against for centuries. There is nothing that needs to be tossed around here. Stop with the nonsense. There is no hope in this administration nor future administrations. The dollar is backwards. It is upside down. You and I must get a hold of gold, get a hold of silver, get a hold of land, become independent. Period. There is nothing else that needs to be said about this. Everything else you will have to handle with your local government for the vast majority. For the vast majority. The vaccine program. Some of you think you know what you're talking about when you say, well, Joe Biden and the Democrats want to do this. Stop it. Stop it. The system of vaccines had nothing to do with Republicans nor Democrats. It has everything to do with racist people in the system of white supremacy who want to depopulate the earth by 2 to 3 billion people. Period. Knock it off with the parties. Everybody's dancing. Call a spade a spade. Again, 1877, William Levy. The Compromise of 1877. Republicans and Democrats both agreed to put black people back onto the plantation. I have nothing to say about Democrats nor Republicans in favor of either one of them. Neither one of them give a damn about black people, so therefore neither one of them am I going to support. Period. Nation of Islam, we believe in being an independent. We establish our own everything. Schools, hospitals, grocery stores. Having your own land, your own houses, your own apartments, your own farms, so that you can raise your own flock and have your own food, etc., etc. Stop putting your hope in a system that was destined to fail. They do not care about us, period. Some of you are very ignorant to where you want to sit here and say, and not you who I'm talking to, those who are artists, those who are celebrities. We put too much faith in them. The vast majority of them are ignorant too. We love them. But the vast majority of celebrities are very ignorant. They are easily manipulated, which is why they say, just vote, when it's like you actually don't have to vote. What group did you hear from today? The vast majority of groups that you did not hear from were the Chinese, were the Italians, were Jewish people. They don't talk about who they're voting for. They come up with a written agenda. They write down exactly what it is that they want the president, whoever becomes president, to pass in their favor. They write down the agenda on a sheet of paper. They write down the points. They say, these are the 10 points, the 10 things that we want you, Mr. President, Trump or Biden, to pass for us. And in exchange for these 10 points that you pass for us once you become president, here is the $10 million, the $12 million, the $20 million that we will give you if you pass the things on this page, these 10 or 12 points for us, for the Mexican community or the Jewish community or the LGBT or black folks. This is what we want you to do for us. And in exchange for this, we will give you this money here. That is how it is. That's politics 101 basics. My major in college was political science, and that's pretty much in a nutshell what the hell it is. You buy the politician, you tell them what you want them to do, you give them the money, have them sign the contract, they make it happen. Boom. House of Representatives, Senate, makes up Congress, over 500 members. You lobby, you go ahead, pay them the money. This is what you're going to do for me. Boo bam. I bought my rights. That's how it is. There's no more negotiating with the system. It is dead. It is over. The system of white supremacy is done. Joe Biden almost passed out a couple times, fell asleep. Donald Trump almost had a heart attack because he couldn't control his temper. Both of them are an embarrassment to white people and black people and Republicans and Democrats. Period. But I don't expect anything from two old Caucasian white men. Both of them who are racist. 1994 crime bill with Joe Biden, who helped to arrest and put some of my family and your family and our people in jail disproportionately. Donald Trump in the current administration who referred to Africa as, having shithole countries and putting Mexican children in cages and we're still being murdered, etc., etc., etc. Neither one of them give a damn about us as a people. Neither one of them care about black people whatsoever, period, period, period. So stop trying to sell me Donald Trump and sell me Joe Biden. Well, Donald Trump got a couple thousand people out of jail. Obama did the same thing. Knock it off. You're trying to give us crumbs. We want the whole pie. We want the whole table. We want 8 to 10 states with one state that has an outlet to the sea so that we can enter into international trade and go for ourselves and be independent. Just like you gave the Jewish people, the Chinese, you have a little Armenia in every major city, Jewish district in every major city, little China, little Cambodia, little this, little that, little this, Greek town here, little this, little that. We want our own. And that is exactly what we are going to do. Plain and simple, that is the answer. Plain and simple, that is the answer. Separation to our own state and territory. Everyone else has their own state and territory. We need to have our own so we can have our own banks, grocery stores, farms, schools, airports, transportation systems, cleaners, construction companies, everything our own, our own. And then we will be respected. Then we will have power. Then we will have independence. Then we will be able to call ourselves a nation of people. And then we will be able to demand respect and justice. And ain't no goddamn body gonna put their hands on us, because we will make sure we secure ourselves and secure everything that we have. Y'all have a good night. I'm prepping for a show that I'm heading to right now.